From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. AccuWeather meteorologists are saying that the eastern Pacific Ocean will remain active in the coming days and weeks with more tropical storms on the way. Meanwhile, the Atlantic is likely to remain quiet through the end of the month despite some early hints at tropical formation. The Eastern Pacific hurricane season officially began on May 15th, which was about 2 weeks ahead of the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season on June 1st. Last year, the Eastern Pacific got off to a record slow start, with the first tropical storm not forming until July 4th. This year, Tropical Storm Alvin formed on May 28th, or about 2 weeks after the start of the season, but about 2 weeks ahead of the historical average for the first tropical storm. Alvin only lasted a few days and peaked as a 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm over the open waters. Moisture from Alvin caused localized flooding in parts of Central America and Mexico, and some rain even reached parts of the south-central United States. Just days after Alvin's demise, 2 more tropical storms formed in the waters west of Central America and southwest of Mexico in the Pacific. Suddenly, the Eastern Pacific jumped well ahead of the historical average pace and even set an early season formation record. Barbara went on to become a hurricane on June 9th. However, that status only lasted a matter of hours before slipping back to tropical storm intensity. As of midweek, Cosme was degraded to a tropical rainstorm as well, and both storms had lost wind intensity by Thursday. Despite that late start in the Northern Hemisphere, the flurry of named systems in the Eastern Pacific has taken center stage. The second named storm, Barbara, as a tropical storm and hurricane, is also ahead of schedule for the East Pacific Basin. The second tropical storm typically forms around June 24th, and the first hurricane about June 26th. Cosme, the third named storm of the season, is also way ahead of schedule and one of the earliest third named storms on record, with the historical average formation date of July 6th. Yet another tropical storm is likely just days away from forming in the Eastern Pacific. As of Thursday, AccuWeather meteorologists declared a new area of downpours just south of Mexico a tropical rainstorm. Now, this rainstorm is likely on its way to becoming a tropical storm by the weekend. The next name on the list of tropical storms for the 2025 Eastern Pacific hurricane season is Delilah. While most of the wind will remain offshore, heavy rain can still occur across southwestern Mexico. The rainfall could lead to flooding and localized mudslides in the higher terrain. The rainstorm will also bring dangerous waves and rip currents to the Mexican coast through early next week. Now, due to flooding rain, this tropical rainstorm is less than 1 on the AccuWeather Real Impact Scale for hurricanes in Mexico. Behind the fourth tropical storm, a fifth may follow just a few days later off the coast of Central America. It is possible that toward the middle and latter part of the summer, downpours from an Eastern Pacific tropical rainstorm may enhance the North American monsoon and could bring heavy rainfall to parts of the southwestern U.S. Now, on the other side of the country, for early season development in the Atlantic to get a boost, meteorologists look for a front that dips down into the Gulf or the Caribbean. Another way is for a large area of low pressure to form and slowly spin near Central America, and this is known as a gyre. So far, fronts dipping in have been unsuccessful at initiating tropical development, and the gyre has failed to fully develop. AccuWeather lead hurricane expert Alex De Silva said, "We still expect the Central American gyre to form later this month, and its formation could spur tropical development in waters in the western Caribbean or southwestern Gulf later in the third week or the fourth week of June." Although the gyre has yet to develop, another critical weather pattern is delaying the start of the Atlantic season. A large area of high pressure over the central Atlantic, known as the Bermuda High. A strong Bermuda High can force budding tropical storms to track close to North America, assuming the tropical storms can form in the first place, that is. Early in the season, that can be a challenging task, especially with water temperatures well short of their peak for the season. De Silva said that the Bermuda High has been stronger than average this season and has helped to bring more dry air from northern Africa and dust from the Sahara Desert westward across the Atlantic so far. Now, that, along with a significant amount of disruptive breezes called wind shear, has greatly contributed to the slow start to the Atlantic hurricane season. AccuWeather is expecting a near to above historical average Atlantic tropical storm and hurricane season for this year, though. Between 3 and 6 named tropical cyclones are forecast to directly impact the U.S. Based on the historical average, the first tropical storm does not form in the Atlantic until June 20th, and the first hurricane not until August 11th. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.